Clicky, welcome. It's me, Mr. Swearingen. Here we're working on, so I made an edit. This will say 6.3. We've actually combined adding and subtracting, just considering it all 8.2. So just so you know. But welcome back. Okay. Really, we don't have to do this first part as long as we remember this. We can combine like terms. And remember, we talked about when we said like terms, that means terms with the same degree. And then just instead of adding the numbers together, all we're doing is subtracting. Of course, there is one extra element. Oh, you know what? That's what, yes, I'm remembering why this box is here. When we subtract polynomials, we need to remember to distribute the negative. What that means is that we're going to see a lot of parentheses problems, like example 1 right here. You see those parentheses? Well, here, if we have, let me make it nice and simple. Let me actually do this. If we have something like this that has a negative sign or a subtraction sign out in front, we actually have to take, let's see, did it save that number? Oh, cool. We have to take this negative and we have to distribute it to all three things. I didn't like how that worked. So really what we're doing is we're taking it and we're multiplying by a -1. So x times -1, -10 times -1. All we're doing is when we see that negative sign out in front, we need to change the signs on all of our terms. So a positive term like x squared becomes a negative. If it was already negative to start with, it becomes positive, like those 10s. We'll get practice with this, so if you're confused, that's okay. We'll break it down. Here, when I look at this first parentheses, is there anything that I need to do? No. I don't see a number out in front to distribute. I don't see an exponent that I have to worry about. So I'm good to go ahead and just write it as is. When I look at the second piece, notice, well, when I ask, is there anything that I need to do with this parentheses? Here I have this minus sign. When I have that minus sign, that means I need to change the signs of everything inside. So that positive x, this positive x right here, will end up becoming a minus x. This minus 3x to the fourth will end up becoming a positive, or adding 3x to the fourth. Now that we've done that step, we can combine like terms. So here I see like terms. I have that fourth degree, those exponents of 4s. 7 plus 3 gives me x to the fourth. And then I have -5 and a negative x. Well, -5 minus 1 will give me minus 6x. When I classify this, my degree is 4. We call those quartics. And I have two terms, so that's a binomial. There is example 1. Example 2, same deal. Look at those parentheses, ask yourself, is there anything that I need to do to change them? Well, this first one, there's no distribution, no exponents. I'm good to go. The second one, I have that negative. So I need to flip the signs. That positive 5x becomes negative. This negative 2 becomes positive. Ooh, there's going to be a lunch bell that's about to ring, by the way. So sorry if that's distracting. I can combine like terms now. 2 minus 5 gives me negative 3. Whoa. Negative 3x to the third. And then 5 and 2 gives me plus 7. Here my degree is 3, so we call this a cubic. I have 2 terms, so it's a binomial. Let's do this. Let's do 2 more examples, because really in this lesson all we're adding in is that distributing the negative. So let's do examples. We'll do example 6 because that looks exciting. And then let's do example 3. Example 3, there it is. The first piece we can just rewrite. The second piece we need to distribute that negative. So positive 2 becomes a minus. Negative 3, blah, 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 becomes a positive. This positive becomes a negative. Now we look to combine like terms. Here I see a degree of 3, so let's combine those. A 4 plus 3 will give me 7x cubed. Then let's see, I see a, well, let's pick a different color. Let's pick this negative 2 and this negative 3. Well, minus 2 minus 3 gives me negative 5. Then I subtract 2. Going to classify this. I see my biggest degree is 3, which tells me it's a cubic. There's 1, 2, 3 terms, so I call it a cubic trinomial. Ooh, I like that. Okay, and then I said number 6. Maybe pause this, work on number 6 on your own, and then check yourself. So pause, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's a lot in there. Don't get scared. Don't freak out. We treat it just the same. Right now, is there anything we need to do with this? No. So we just rewrite it without the parentheses. On this second polynomial, is there something we need to do? That negative needs to be distributed. So that positive 3 will become a negative. That negative 2 will become a positive. Now we've got everything in a nice line. Let's combine like terms. Here my biggest term is 4, and I see 2 things with 4. 5 and a 2, that will combine to 7. My next biggest, I see a negative 3 and a negative 2. Negative 3, negative 2 will end up being a negative 5. Then I see an x squared, but that's the only one I see. So 7x squared. And then finally I see this plus x. So once I combine all that, I'm left with this. Double check it's in standard form. Once again, that just means when we look at our exponents, do they go from biggest number to smallest number? Here, yes, they do. Then we classify this. A degree of 4 we call a quartic, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. When we have 4 or more terms, we call it a polynomial. If you got this, very well done. If you made minor mistakes, just fix those edits and you'll be good to go. Let me say this. The practice that I handed out in class looks a bit different because I combined our in-class notes, the adding and subtracting, all onto the same page. So, if you are learning this lesson by watching these 2 videos, talk to me about getting the practice that I want you to be doing. Cool. Send me an email, talk to me when I see you in class, and that'll be good. If you have questions, let me know. Happy to answer them. Bravo. Goodbye.